of UPLB in the 70s, the college received the prestigious Ramon Magsaysay Award for International Understanding, Asia's counterpart for the Nobel Peace Prize. In the same decade, the C4 plants were developed. The soil test kits were produced in support of the Masagana 99 program, and the mango induction technique was introduced. Continuing the production of quality research outputs in the 1980s, techniques to minimize post-harvest losses, the accelerated fish sauce manufacturing process, and the rapid test kit for the detection of pesticide residue on vegetables were developed. The 1990s saw many new varieties across species or crop types, including Sinta Papaya, the first Philippine-bred hybrid, UPLB Gold, a durian variety, and Doña Amelita, a musaenda named after the wife of former President Fidel Ramos. The award-winning National Corn-Based Farmer Scientist RDE Training Program, or FSTP, was also established around this time and still remains as one of the university's primary extension programs. In the field of instruction, the book titled Integrating Sustainable Agriculture in the BSA Curriculum, the UPLB College of Agriculture Experience, was published in 1999. At present, the College of Agriculture and Food Science, or CAFS, continues to be the premier institution of higher learning in agriculture and food science, and remains committed to nation building through its instruction, research, and extension programs. In order to produce the best graduates, all of our courses are outcomes-based education, and continuous improvement of the curriculum is being practiced to meet the challenges of the 21st century. As testament of excellence, CAFS is constantly recognized by different organizations. In research, we continue to implement relevant studies with focus on the 12 priority commodities to address food security. Moreover, technologies are constantly developed to aid in responsible food production. Supplementing these are extension activities to disseminate the knowledge generated to improve food productivity and livelihood of the people. We believe that present technologies will future-proof our food systems. Some of our notable developments are IDTech, Coraginam, Plant Health and Pest Clinic, Pest Management Tools and Techniques, Smarter Pest Identification Technology or SPITech, Snap Hydroponics, Drone Technology, Rapid Immunofilter Assay for Virus Indexing, Nanofertilizers Fertigrow, Turbogrow, Nanobiosensors, Biochar. We at the College of Agriculture and Food Science will continue to promote and nurture a culture with innovative yet conscientious minds and cutting-edge skills to lead and serve the country and the region. We are one college with one goal towards sustainable food systems.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the first episode of the Coffee Webinar Series brought to you by the College of Agriculture and Food Science in UP Las Bañas. My name is Maria Teofila Tayan, or just IE, from CAFS Dean's Office, Your host through this episode, and with me is our moderator, Engineer Claire P. Sandro from the Institute of Crop Science. Before we proceed with our session today, let us go over some important guidelines to ensure a seamless experience for everyone. To our panelists, please keep your microphones muted to maintain audio clarity. Should you wish to contribute or if prompted to speak, feel free to unmute at that time. For participants joining us through Zoom, we invite you to actively engage during our open forum. You can submit your questions through the Q&A window or signal to us by raising your hand digitally and wait to be recognized. And for our audience tuning in via Facebook and YouTube, we are eager to hear from you as well. Please post your questions in the comment section, and our team will curate this for the Q&A segment at the end of the presentation. Thank you for your cooperation. The coffee webinar series will have a total of 6 lectures scheduled to take place once per week, starting this week. The topics covered will range from genetic characterization to future possibilities in the coffee industry and coffee entrepreneurship. Today's episode will be about the coffee bean transformation from the soil to your cup, as powered by the science and technology initiatives of DOST Picard. To initiate our session, we'd like to call on the Associate Dean for Research and Extension of the College of Agriculture and Food Science, Dr. Lilia M. Fernando Corpus, to share her opening remarks.
Dr. Maria Lourdes Daño, the Deputy Director of the Institute of Crop Science, colleagues, and all our online guests, good morning. On behalf of Dr. Enrique Eva Bisic Jr., the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Food Science, I would like to welcome you to the CAFS Coffee Webinar Series. Based on the coffee industry roadmap of the Department of Agriculture, the Philippines is an ideal place to grow coffee. Thus, considering the market size of coffee in the country. A sizable portion of our population love coffee as a beverage and as a health drink. Ako po, personally, I won't last a day without coffee. Here, over the past 10 years. Through active partnerships between academic and research institutions, along with the industry stakeholders, with the continued support of our government, we can help sustain increases in yields, income, and enhance farmers' technical capability and skills to create avenues for food security through coffee production. For the COPS webinar series on coffee, we invited esteemed resource speakers who will share with us various approaches towards increasing productivity to meet market demands for this commodity in our country. Today, we'll hear from Ma'am Tess de Guzman, the DOST Picard Science, Technology, and Innovation Initiatives on Coffee. Our succeeding talks will be from Professor Emeritus Ernelia Cao of UP Diliman regarding the development of genetic markers for coffee varieties grown in the Philippines. Dr. Miriam Baltasar of Cavite State University on the identification and genetic characterization of Philippine coffee. Dr. Calixto Protasio of ICRAFS UP Los Baños regarding the R4D initiatives in coffee and future prospects. Engineer G.J. Bartolome of the National Coffee Research Development and Extension Center in Cavite State University, who will talk about innovations in coffee production and processing. Last but not the least, we'll have Mr. Aris Asilo, the CEO of Barako Incorporated, who will share with us coffee-based farming and entrepreneurship engagement. This is an acronym for coffee, a program in their enterprise. Maria Teresa, it is our hope that this webinar will serve as a platform for us to learn something new from our esteemed to our esteemed speaker, Ms. Maria Teresa de Guzman, the officer in charge of the Agricultural Resources Management Research Division, or RMRD of the DOSTP card, Dr. To our esteemed speaker, Ms. Maria Teresa de Guzman, the officer in charge of the Agricultural Resources Management Research Division, or RMRD of the DOSTP card, Dr. Maria Lourdes Idaño, the Deputy Director of the Institute of Crop Science, colleagues, and all our online guests, good morning. On behalf of Dr. Elpidio M. Magbisit Jr., the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Food Science, I would like to welcome you to the CAFS Coffee Webinar Series. Based on the coffee industry roadmap of the Department of Agriculture, the Philippines is an ideal place to grow coffee. That's considering the market size of coffee in the country. A sizable portion of our population love coffee as a beverage and as a health drink. Ako po, personally, I won't last a day without coffee. For a farmer, coffee is a lucrative business and provides livelihood to many. However, local coffee production is decreasing by about 3% per year over the past 10 years. Through active partnerships between academic and research institutions, along with the industry stakeholders, with the continued support of our government, we can help sustain increases in yields, income, and enhance farmers' technical capability and skills to create avenues for food security through coffee production. For the COPS webinar series on coffee, we invited esteemed resource speakers who will share with us various approaches towards increasing productivity to meet market demands for this commodity in our country. Today, we'll hear from Ma'am Tess de Guzman, the DOSTP card Science, Technology, and Innovation Initiatives on Coffee. Our succeeding talks will be from Professor Emeritus Ernilia Cao of UP Diliman regarding the development of genetic markers for coffee varieties grown in the Philippines. Dr. Miriam Baltasar of Cavite State University on the identification and genetic characterization of Philippine coffee. Dr. Calixto Protasio of ICRAFS UP Los Baños regarding the R4D initiatives in coffee and future prospects. Engineer G.J. Bartolome of the National Coffee Research Development and Extension Center in Cavite State University, who will talk about innovations in coffee production and processing. Last but not the least, we'll have Mr. Aris Asilo, the CEO of Barako Incorporated, who will share with us coffee-based farming and entrepreneurship engagement. This is an acronym for COFFEE, a program in their enterprise. It is our hope that this webinar will serve as a platform for us to learn something new from our esteemed speakers and with one another through our discussions and open forum. We can also have this as an opportunity for possible collaborations or partnerships within and among institutions to help boost coffee farming in the Philippines. I'd like to acknowledge our esteemed speaker today, Ma'am Tess de Guzman, for accommodating us. Again, welcome to our coffee webinar series, and I hope we all have an engaging discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Leah, for those insightful words and setting the tone for our webinar series. And we are very sorry as well for the technical problem we just encountered. Baka po dahil Monday lang, so hindi nakisama si ating Zoom. But moving on, now I would like to invite everyone to turn on their cameras for our group photo to commemorate the start of our series. May we request assistance of Miss Jamie to take the photo? Can we turn on the...
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Jamie. And now let's gear up for the main event. We are very privileged to have a visionary in the field of coffee initiatives joining us as a resource person. She is a supervising science research specialist and currently the officer in charge at the Agricultural Resources Management Research Division of the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development, or DOSTP card. She has almost 35 years of experience in research management, planning, packaging, monitoring, and coordination of research and development programs and other science and technology activities under the Agricultural Resources Management commodities, particularly in areas concerning soil and water resources management, such as sloping land management, organic agriculture, conservation agriculture, composting, and nutrient and water management, watershed management, smart agriculture, precision farming, GIS or remote sensing, and satellite-based agricultural systems management. Some of the major ARMRD programs she monitored include the Rapid Composting Program, Management of Sloping Lands in the Philippines, National Program on Conservation Farming Village or CFV, Smarter Approaches to Reinvigorate Agriculture as an Industry or SARAI in the Philippines. She is Picard's focal person for the coffee industry S&T program. She finished her bachelor's degree and master's degree at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. She holds a master's degree in agricultural economics with specialization in natural resources and environmental economics. She was a John Dillon Fellow, Philippines cohort in 2021 of the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research. We are very eager to learn from you, Ma'am Tess. The floor is yours.
Good morning. Thank you for the introduction, Miss Ai. Can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So, am I clear? And can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am, we can hear you.
you can hear you. Okay, thank you. So, as said earlier by Dr. Leah, I will present the OSTP card science, technology, and innovation initiatives on coffee. So by the way, you can call me Tess. So I already indicated in my here. So first, before I talk about coffee, maybe some of you have not yet heard about the OSTP card, or maybe you have heard about it, but you do not know what Picard is or what we do. So the OSTP card is the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development. PICARD is one of the sectoral councils of the OST, and our mandates include the following. We formulate policies, plans, and programs for science and technology-based R&D in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, or AANR sector. We coordinate, evaluate, and monitor the national R&D efforts in the AANR. We allocate government and external funds for R&D, and we generate resources to support its program. So as you can see, we are more on planning. We do not implement projects. So what I will present are projects that are funded by PICARD or by the Department of Science and Technology. So in Picard, we have this what we call Industry Strategic S&T Plan or Program. This is a blueprint that operationalizes Picard's S&T vision for the AANR sectors. It embodies the set of S&T interventions needed to support a particular industry, and one of these is coffee. So these interventions are subsumed in the Picard's four banner programs. As you can see here, the banner programs are strategic R&D, capability building and R&D governance, R&D results utilization and technology promotion, and policy research and advocacy. Most of the S&T interventions that I will present here are more on strategic R&D, but I will also give an overview on what Picard does in terms of capability building, R&D resource utilization, and policy research and advocacy. So currently, Picard has 39 ISPs covering crops, livestock, forestry, inland and marine resources, and environmental services. So you will see here the ISPs that are being covered or the priority commodities being handled by Picard. And one of them is coffee under the crop sector. So in planning the industry strategic S&T plan, we follow the supply or value chain or technology chain, as you can see here. So from varietal improvement or selection, and then production of planting materials, cultural management practices, up to the market side of coffee. Although there is also another council in the OST that is in charge in value adding. So they also have projects on coffee processing. So our projects are we determine based on consultations, and also Picard is a member of the Coffee Industry Development Subcommittee on Coffee. So we are also included in the DA's, the S&T plan of Picard is also based anchored on the national roadmap. So based on this supply or value chain. So for the S&T roadmap of coffee for 2022 to 2028, the target outcome is to increase yield from 0.54, which is the current, to 2.1 kilogram of dried cherries per tree. When this roadmap was prepared, this was still based on the PSA unit. dried cherries per tree, although they already now in green beans, green coffee beans. And also another target outcome of the roadmap is to improve quality of coffee products into grade 1 green coffee beans and a Q grade of at least 82 for cup quality. So now I go to the S&T innovation initiatives of Picard on coffee. So this one is on genomics-assisted identification of candidate markers for pest and disease resistance, yield, and aroma. This was conducted by UP Diliman, and based on Dr. Leah's introduction earlier, Dr. Cao will be also a speaker in the next episode of this webinar. So she conducted a molecular barcoding of NSIC registered varieties and identified the molecular markers for pest, berry borer, and scale insect, and disease, resistance, yield, and aroma of NSIC varieties. Every species has its own barcode, just like as every person has their own fingerprint. So it was done to identify the markers that are specific to the features of the species, such as pest, disease resistance, yield, and aroma. So this was done for the National Seed Industry Council or NSIC registered coffee varieties of Arabica, Red Bourbon, Yellow Bourbon, Caturra, and Liberica of CAFS. So the results of the project can be used in future studies that will study, like you will see later uh, one of the studies that resulted from the barcode barcoding of NSIC registered varieties. This can be used to improve variety or to develop a kit for pest resistance. Those things can be done based on the results of this project. And then also, Cavite State University also conducted somatic embryogenesis. This is a tissue culture technique that permits production of relatively uniform plants on a massive scale in a shorter period and with a narrower genetic base than those under the conventional methods. So, more on true-to-type. You develop true-to-type varieties on a massive scale. So, this still has to be refined, the results of this. And we already have an ongoing project to start the refinement of the results of this project. And Dr. Miriam Baltasar will also discuss this. She is the project leader of this project, somatic embryogenesis. So we already have done with the production of planting material. And then, have you heard of Sarai? Has anybody heard about Sarai? Or smarter approaches to reinvigorate agriculture as an industry in the Philippines? So coffee is one of the commodities that in that program. So before you plant coffee, it is important that you know the suitability. So Sarai has developed or prepared a suitability map for Arabica coffee and for Robusta coffee. Sorry. So you can check this at the sarai.ph website or you can contact UPLB if you want to know if a coffee is suitable in your area. So you have already planted and then you need some technologies while producing your coffee. So one of the projects of the Benguet State University that was funded by Picard is on organic Arabica coffee production. They formulated solid and liquid organic fertilizers for organic Arabica production. They also developed an integrated pest and disease management protocol for organic Arabica production and also an improved processing system for organically grown Arabica coffee. So they already have some products developed, initial products developed for organic production in Benguet. Also, under the Sarai program, they also developed what is called Speed Tech or Smarter Pest Identification Technology. This is an Android application for digital identification of insect pests and diseases of rice, of coffee, among other crops such as rice, corn, cacao, banana, coconut, sugarcane, soybean, and tomato. So you just take picture of the pest or the disease of your crop, and then it will tell you the name of this disease and how to manage it. And UPLB also has pool of experts that you can ask for help if you need more help on the disease or pest of your crop. But this app will help farmers to identify what crop is affecting what pest or disease is affecting their crop. Yes, sir. I think somebody's raising his hand. Yes po. Yes, sir. Somebody raised their hand po.
Ma'am Tess, maybe we can
Yes po.
entertain. Maybe po, we
Yes
have
po.
an
Okay
open
lang.
forum
Okay lang.
session. Entertain po
Okay,
natin later.
later.
Apo,
Later. Okay.
apo.
So
Salamat.
I will just continue.
Yes po.
Please reserve your question later, sir or ma'am. Yung nagtaas po ng kamay. Okay. So this is how speed tech works. This for now, this only works for Android phones. Um, it's not yet registered for iPhone, so only for Android. And then, so after production, you need to harvest your coffee. The Sarai program has also developed a mobile app called CAFE or Coffee Application Harvest Estimator. Harvesting cherries at the right maturity produces better tasting coffee. So through this CAFE, it can forecast the best harvest date of the four species of coffee, Robusta, Arabica, Liberica, and Excelsa, based on the local temperature forecast and the coffee phenological data. CAPE can also be used for scheduled farming practice advisories that are based on the stages of coffee fruit development. That's the what is called phenological stages. So after downloading this application, it can be used anywhere, even without internet connectivity. Um, this app is being field tested in the different areas of the country and being fine-tuned to ensure accuracy and ease of use. So if, for example, your farm or your plantation is far from your residence, you don't have to go that far. You just check based on the stage of development of your crop, and it will advise you how many days you will have to go back to harvest. So how are you going to know the stage of your crop? UPLB has also conducted a profiling of reproductive phenology of the coffee species, the four coffee species. So they have as the number. Like for example, you just check if you're the stage of development of your coffee. So like for example, it is in the flowering stage, like in the picture, if you can here, if you can see here in the picture, Like for example, your coffee is in the flowering stage. You put 65 in the app, the mobile app, the Cafe mobile app, and it will tell you how many days you need to go back to the farm. So you don't have to go back again and again to just to check if it is ready for harvesting. Okay, so now that your crops have been harvested, you need to dry it. So the Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization, or PhilMec, developed a solar greenhouse dryer with supplementary heating by biomass-fired furnace during prolonged quality and rainy periods. So you will see in here, this is a greenhouse type solar dryer. And then PhilMec has also developed the improved the depulper. It has this is a village level coffee depulper, an improved, highly efficient prototype which can depulp different varieties of coffee varieties of varied sizes. Sometimes we harvest different varieties in one harvesting. So you have to depulp different sizes of coffee. So it consists, if you can see from the picture, it has two separate depulpers for smaller and bigger coffee berries. The pulper 1 is for smaller size coffee berries, while the pulper 2 is for bigger coffee berries. So the pulping system is equipped with a sieve to separate the berries according to size before they enter the depulpers. The next post-harvest technology developed by Filmec is a non-destructive moisture meter for green coffee beans and parchment coffee. This is a non-destructive capacitance type coffee moisture meter for three coffee varieties, for Arabica, Liberica, and Canefora. This prototype consists of 200-gram capacity test chamber and menu panel for control and measurement. It is microcontroller based and provided with LED display for moisture content readout. So you just there is a you put coffee here and then you input what variety here in this monitor, and then it will tell you the moisture content of your coffee beans. So this prototype unit adapts capacitive sensor oscillator circuit to measure moisture content of both green coffee beans and parchment coffee. So you also input here if what you placed here is parchment coffee or green coffee beans, and then the variety, and then it will give you the moisture content. This is portable, simple, inexpensive, but it is accurate moisture meter. Another technology developed by Filmec is the green coffee sorter. It classifies coffee bean size and the optical green coffee sorter that discriminates beans through its color. The physical green coffee sorter with an average sorting capacity of 300 to 400 or an average of 382 kilograms per hour based on its size classification and the standard published by the Philippine National Standards and Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Product Standards. It can sort coffee varieties of Arabica, Robusta, Liberica, and Excelsa. This technology still has to undergo some refinement, especially for the optical component. And then another technology developed by the Cavite State University is the standardized evaluation of coffee quality. So it uses the near-infrared spectroscopy for coffee quality measurement. This is also non-destructive, and it can give you the moisture, and the presence of defective beans in your coffee. And then also newly completed project for drying coffee. This is under the uh, what we call cradle program of the OST. This is based on the need uh, need of one of the coffee producers in Nueva Vizcaya. So they wanted to produce specialty grade Arabica coffee that could be sold at higher price. So the industry partner here is the Bugkalot coffee farmers in Nueva Vizcaya. Their existing drying method is the what you call this is with this drying chamber, the picture on the right. So or sun drying. They also do sun drying or fuel wood fired mechanical dryer or fuel wood fired open air dryer. So what Isabela State University developed is a low temperature dryer that will produce specialty coffee. So we also have I mentioned earlier that the somatic embryogenesis or the tissue culture technique for coffee still has to undergo some refinements. So Picard funded another project on the design and development of low-cost temporary immersion bioreactor system for coffee micropropagation. This is being implemented by the Cavite State University uh, to to mass for the mass propagation of the coffee planting materials. So hopefully this bioreactor system would be able to produce or mass produce coffee through to type coffee planting materials. Another ongoing project is the development of a detection system for pest and disease resistance in Philippine coffee varieties. I think this is already completed. This was done by Dr. Cao of UP Diliman, just recently completed. So this is what I said earlier, based on the molecular markers that they came up. So based on that, they they developed a detection system to differentiate the susceptible varieties from the resistant local varieties of coffee to pests and diseases. So the molecular markers used is based on the earlier project that I mentioned earlier. So it will aid in avoiding the distribution and planting of affected coffee plants that may cause more losses to coffee farmers. So another ongoing project of the Cavite State University is the development of an unmanned ground vehicle drone-aided system with VIS, NIR, or near-infrared sensors for nutrient mapping of coffee farms by the Cavite State University. We know that coffee farmers apply fertilizers without prior knowledge to its current soil nutrient status and oftentimes lead to low productivity due to shortage of soil nutrients. So to provide farmers with information that will lead to better decisions on improving the soil nutrient status of their agricultural lands, nutrient and water use efficiencies, they will develop this UGV, unmanned ground vehicle drone aided system for monitoring and calculation of the nutrient status and nutrient needs of the coffee farms. So it will help farmers in assessing soil conditions fast, accessible, and instant. But this will be an inexpensive technique. So the project focuses on the design, fabrication, and evaluation of an unmanned ground vehicle drone-aided system with VIS and AR sensors for soil nutrient mapping. So another ongoing project funded by PICARD is on pest management. This is disease management of coffee in Region 12. So the project will develop and intensify the production of biopesticides and use of endophytic microorganisms as biocontrol agent of coffee major diseases. It will also determine the effectiveness of biocontrol agents for the management of coffee major diseases and explore potentially effective biopesticides and endophytic microorganisms as alternative agents, which is safe to the environment, humans, and it will be easy to apply against major diseases of coffee. So those technologies that I mentioned covers the strategic R&D part of the coffee S&T plan or program. So I mentioned that Picard has 4 banner programs. So on capability building, you may want to visit Picard's Advanced Learning Management System or PALMS at the Picard website. Their CAPE is also being developed for asynchronous, or you will be able to have a training on CAPE in your own time. So it will depend on your availability. So you can just sign in and then come back later when you are available. And then you will also get certificate. So you may want to visit the farms of Picard. Coffee and other training materials will be there. Includes both asynchronous and other trainings of Picard. And then for R&D results utilization and technology promotion, Picard has this fiesta for various crafts. And we also have conducted fiesta for coffee. So in Benguet and in, I think, Region 10, or yeah, I think 2 fiestas for coffee. So it means to promote the coffee industry. Also, Picard has the DPITC, or the DOST Picard Innovation and Technology Center, which is designed to deliver quality services on intellectual property management and technology commercialization. So our DPITC is in charge of the technology promotion and commercialization and the intellectual property of the various technologies developed through Picard funding. So one example is for coffee, we have the S&T Community-Based Farm, or STCBF. This is a technology transfer modality developed by DOST Picard. It showcases the effectiveness of S&T interventions derived from R&D outputs of various institutions. It also aims to promote wider adoption of the recommended technologies and enhance active participation, as well as empower the community, particularly LGUs and community-based organizations, in promoting the applications of recommended technologies. So these technologies or interventions are based on the needs of the community. It is implemented by a group of farmers in an organization using their own resources as counterpart. So this is the STCBF is led by a magsasaka scientista or community leader, and beneficiaries include a cluster of 20 to 30 farmers. So in terms of policy, Picard is also actively involved in policy for coffee, aside from being a member of the Coffee Industry Development Subcommittee under the Department of Agriculture. Like, for example, currently we are actively involved in the uh, um, evaluating bills. There are currently several bills to establish national program for the coffee industry. So we provide comments, and we attend deliberations at the Congress. So that's for policy. And that's all. Thank you. So you will see here how to contact Picard, picard@picard.dos.gov.ph. You can also check out Picard e-library. We are in Los Baños. For those who have not yet heard of Picard, we are based in Los Baños, Laguna. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma'am Tess Guzman, for that enlightening presentation on the various research projects that has been done and ongoing pala, ang dami po pala, ano, on coffee in the Philippines. Personally po, I was overwhelmed with the amount of projects po pala na ongoing right now. So, very exciting po pala ang coffee.
Yeah. Some of the technologies I mentioned are already completed. They have been done already. And some are for refinement, other are ongoing.
Very exciting po talaga ang coffee. And so now we move on to thank you again, Ma'am Tess. And we are now moving on sa ating Q&A session. So may I invite, we now invite our audience to engage in our Q&A session. So may I call on Engineer Claire to moderate? Engineer Claire?
Good morning, Ma'am Tess.
Good morning po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Tess, for that very informative and comprehensive presentation on the OSCP cards, science, technology, and innovation initiatives on coffee. It's para siyang run-through of what is being done and even yung
Yes.
ongoing initiatives in coffee production, projects funded by Picard. So I believe that we are now ready for our questions. May I encourage our Zoom participants to use the Q&A button for your questions or raise your hand to be recognized and kindly state your name and affiliation if called. For YouTube and Zoom participants, you can type your questions in the comment sections and we will read it later. So, may tanong na po ba tayo? Huwag po tayong mahiya. This is an opportunity for us to ask clarifications or questions that might be helpful for everyone. So, habang nagta-type sila, ma'am, ako na po muna ang mauuna. You have mentioned actually different post-harvest technologies developed by Filmec. I would just like to ask yung status niya, ma'am, especially yung solar dryer, yung greenhouse type solar dryer, yung depulper, and yung non-destructive moisture meter. Yung
Okay.
status
So
niya
yung
technology.
okay lang po ba Tagalog tayo
Opo,
dito?
ma'am. Sige.
Okay. Apo. So yung Philrice, yung mga na-develop nila na technologies, maraming nagtatanong sa amin actually tungkol doon. May mga nag-request na, although pinapadirect na namin sa Philrice kasi sa Philmec ang yung mga transactions nila, but there have been requests for testing or request to install like yung dryer in their area, especially also yung moisture meter. I think the moisture meter developed by Philmec is a lot cheaper than the commercial ones in the market. I think around I'm not sure 15 to 25,000. I think commercial moisture meters are a lot more expensive than that. Yes.
Okay,
And
so,
then the sorter, yeah, the physical part has been done already, but they when the project was completed, they still have to refine the optical portion. So they cannot perfect the optical portion of the sorter, but they said that the physical one is okay na. So I think sorter also is based on my field exposure. Sorter is one of the technologies being sought after by the farmers kasi manual pa rin talaga yung sorting natin ng kape. Yun.
thank you, ma'am, for that clarification. And sa mga interested, you can contact Picard about it and they will connect you with Filmec for the technologies.
Yeah. And also the technologies developed, machineries developed through Picard, we encourage the researchers to undergo the AMTech evaluation. So para kung pasok siya dun sa standards. So ganun.
Thank you, ma'am. So we have questions in our Q&A dito sa Zoom. So one is from Speedy Crisostomo, UPLB. Is there a current research being done for crop improvement on coffee, pala ma'am? Is there a current research being done for crop improvement of coffee?
Ano po kaya yon sa yield or crop improvement in terms of yield
Oo nga,
po
no?
ba?
So, as
Or
pag-verify na lang nito, Sir Speedy, pwede mong
in terms of varietal improvement,
Mm.
wala pa po tayo ngayon. Although that can be done, medyo lang kasi matagal pag gawin yung varietal improvement. But we already have the barcodes for the NSIC varieties. And ito naman yung NSIC varieties, yung mga, kumbaga yung mga coffee varieties natin na magandang itanim.
Ma'am, yung
So,
sabi po niya is in any aspect po. Parang yung
okay.
isang banggit yung ma'am kanina yung, pero ongoing ata yun, yung low temp dryer.
Okay. For dryer siya. Or unless yung quality, coffee quality, in terms of coffee quality, we have this the low temperature coffee dryer. And actually, from planting, from seeds to harvesting and post-harvest, we need to, dapat yung masunod natin talaga yung yung magandang technologies to be able to produce good quality beans. So, up to roasting and kahit nga sa grinding, di ba? So, kaya may mga from variety and then production, harvesting, and processing to develop a good quality coffee. So, low temperature dryer, yon yung isa doon. Even the dryer also, yung greenhouse dryer. Also, yung moisture meter, we have to ensure that tama yung moisture ng coffee. Di ba? Para maging maganda yung quality ng beans. May nagtaas po yata ng...
Meron pa
Okay
pong
po ba?
dito from Zoom, Jose Alberto Nuez. Tungkol po ito sa speed tech, ma'am.
Apo.
When will speed tech be updated daw? Based on Google Play, the app is made only for old Android version.
Oh,
New Android
okay,
version, you
okay po.
cannot download the app.
Okay po. So, sige po, we will inform yung developer to update. We just had a review of the different technologies developed through Sarai. So, we will request, this is done by the UPLB also. So, we will request them or inform them that it needs to be updated. Actually, we have an ongoing project, just a small project to disseminate Sarai. So speed tech is one of the technologies that can be included in dissemination. So maybe that can be done through that project. The Sarai. It is under the Sarai program. Meron pong tanong dito. Is there any program sa chat box
Meron sa chat, ma'am. Sige po. From
to support?
Teresita Magaloso,
Opo.
is there any program po from government or any agency to support our local farmers, especially in province? Any program for
Yeah. The coffee projects that Picard funds, ano po siya, eventually talaga for the local farmers ang ating target kasi yung coffee naman is mostly small farmers ang ating mga coffee farmers. So, like for example, we have yung sinabi ko kanina, SNT community-based farm. This is, I think is recently completed and it was done in Sultan Kudarat. So based on that, yung presentation ko kanina, may magsasaka siyentista or community leader and the beneficiaries are about 20 to 30 groups of farmers, clusters of farmers. So these are small farmers. Kasi usually naman ganun yung ating mga magsasaka for coffee.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, yung isa po dito, I think this is a comment from Melissa Antonio. Hilardec in Region 1 is also aiming to boost regional production. Coffee is grown in Ilocos Norte and more in Ilocos Sur, and we have a lot of developed technologies already, which we can now utilize for technology adoption. May we please communicate with you, ma'am, for assistance in crafting our proposal and possible funding po. So,
Yes po. Pwede pong mag-email, i-type ko po dito sa
Yes.
Picard.
Na-i-post din po ni Ma'am
Picard.
Tess kanina sa last part ng kanyang slide, ang how to contact
Opo.
Picard.
Pero,
Sige.
opo. Picard at picard.dost.gov.ph.
Ayun.
So, you can email, pupunta po yan sa amin naman din ang punta niyan. Since, if the request is for coffee. And then, we fund po yung mga, usually we fund the academe and the government sector. So, if you are yung mga ano ba, group of farmers, we can fund by collaborating with an HEI or an academe or yan.
Sige, ma'am.
Hindi po nakakapag-release ang Picard as of now sa private organizations. But you can collaborate as
Ma'am, meron pa
cooperator.
isang question from Facebook kay Rick Grabara. Does Picard give free seedlings for planting for our cooperative to avail?
Wala po kaming
Di ba, ma'am?
planting materials. Opo, baka po sa Bureau of Plant Industry
Sa
meron. Baka po.
BPI,
Or sa
DA.
meron opo. DA sa DA.
Sige, ma'am. Meron pa po dito, ma'am, kay Sir Bernard Panabang. Are there coffee varieties already released with resistance to coffee rust? Coffee rust daw, ma'am, resistant.
Wala pa po based dun sa maybe Dr. Cow, she is one of the resource persons in future webinars po, ano. She developed a kit that can parang matitingnan kung resistant yung variety or hindi. So susceptible pa siya or resistant. So ayun. So maybe you can yung follow yung ano niya, yung next kailan ba siya naka-schedule ng webinar si Dr. Cow. She can explain that further, yung kanyang study on that. But she has done a simple kit to determine. So yun yung makikita based sa barcoding kung resistant or not or susceptible.
Siya po yung susunod, ma'am, after ninyo. So,
Next, opo. So
watch
next
out for
Monday.
Dr. Carl. Next po. Next po
Opo.
siya. November 15 po si Dr. Ernelia Picaw.
Yeah. So she will discuss about the genetic markers. So ano, yan yung
Yung isa pa, ma'am, is from Robert Angelo Almazan. Good morning po, Ma'am Tess. Ma'am, what are the latest update po kaya regarding fermentation of coffee beans to produce high-value beans po? Thank you.
Ah. Sa ngayon po, wala kaming projects on fermentation of coffee. But may isang na-receive akong proposal about that for packaging. For packaging pa. But as of now, we have not done any, I have not funded any project on coffee fermentation. Wala din ako nakikita yata sa ibang mga agencies din about fermentation of coffee.
Thank you, ma'am. Yung isa pa po,
Or
ma'am,
limited. Baka limited lang.
from Bernard Panabang, UPLB CAFS, in particular IPB, has an expertise in plant breeding. Will the OSTP card be willing to fund germplasm collection to support a breeding program for coffee?
Ah, we will see if kasi breeding is medyo matagal ano. So but depende siguro kung sa proposal kung kasi ano naman yan dadaan sa aming meron kaming panel of evaluators and then dadaan sa director sa council, mga directors council ng Picard and then may governing council. So kung papasa siya dun sa mga panel na yon, approving panel, titingnan natin. But breeding program is for coffee is matagal pa siya. Matagal pa siya unless yung merong mga technique na ano siguro na mabilis lang. So from UPLB ba po? From UPLB.
Hindi nakalagay, ma'am but posible po na from UPLB siya.
But currently there is a germplasm at the Cavite State University. Hindi ko lang siya sinama sa presentation ko but we have also funded Cavite State University to have a germplasm for coffee. So it's inside the campus.
Ayun, ma'am, may mga comments lang on the side from Teresita Magolso. Thank you po. May coffee plant po kami, mga 30 years na po yung puno. Sa wakas, ma-improve na namin. Salamat po. Ma'am, another question is from Marwin Joseph Maguindayaw. Are there any projects or research that studies the impacts of climate change on our coffee agrosystems and how to combat it?
That is included in our future, yung mga doon sa roadmap, included siya. Actually, I have been calling for proposals that will study the impacts of climate change on coffee. So it is included in the roadmap since ano din ang coffee affected din siya ng climate change. So we included. But yung saray, included niya rin yung temperature dun sa study niya sa coffee. But we will be included in the roadmap yon. We will, yung project on the impacts of climate change on coffee. Yes.
Thanks, ma'am.
And hopefully, yeah.
Na-mention niya na po ito, but for Sir Jose Alberto Nuez, clarification, ang tanong po kasi niya ay, kasi may bad connection daw po siya. Where can I find resources on how may I know what coffee variety and management practices I may use in a particular region in the Philippines?
Doon po tingnan niyo doon sa saray.ph. So kung hindi niyo siya makita doon, you can also inquire sa Picard po. Merong actually yung researcher yung gumawa ng suitability mapping of coffee has already shared yung map sa NAMRIA. So para daw na update din ng NAMRIA yung map. So actually he has shared the parang shape file nung suitability map. Hindi ko lang siya nakuha eh, pero ayun.
Ma'am, may isa pang
If he wants to access it, he can email. Ilagay ko na lang dito yung email ko siguro, ano, para kung may mga questions,
online
may
din
mga
naman.
request,
Opo. Online din naman po yung Saray. You can also check on it.
saray.ph.
Saray. Sige, ma'am.
Saray.ph.
Ma'am, may na-mention po ba kayo about coffee training? Kasi baka dun sa part na do.
Opo, yung pag pumasok kayo sa Picard website, meron dong yung Picard na PALMS, PALMS. So, teka lang po, i-check ko kung ma-open siya. Meron pong merong website ng Picard, and then tingnan ko kung hindi ko lang siya ma-open ngayon.
While Ma'am Ates is
Opo.
typing, we can still entertain one question or two before we end the Q&A. Yung tanong po dito from Zoom chat from Josephine Tolentino regarding is the government provide coffee seedlings or do we need to buy for our startup?
Baka po sa BPI or sa nurseries. May mga accredited nurseries. So kung bibili po ng coffee, ang BPI nag-accredit sila ng nurseries na pwedeng ah, benta, I think magbenta. But I'm not sure if BPI gives seedlings. Sa Picard po, wala kaming
Paki-check po sa
wala kaming
Bureau of
seedlings.
Plant Industry kung
Bureau
meron
of Plant Industry.
available na mga
Or you can check yung accredited nurseries nila. I think Nestle also gives seedlings. Siguro yata.
This is our last question for the open forum, ma'am, from RJ Borja. Is there any program or training module for coffee agronomy available? Coffee tree nutrient management, etc. Agronomy
Ay,
na part.
baka po I'm not sure if kasi sa UPLB may 'di ba, yung coffee. I'm not sure if Dr. Protasio will cover that. Sa Picard, ang nasa training pa lang namin ngayon is CAFE. CAFE pa lang yung about coffee na nasa asynchronous training ng Picard na modules. So for production, wala pa. But sa Saray, meron sa Saray Eskwela. Please check Saray Eskwela. Teka, check ko yung spelling ng Saray Eskwela.
Mga webinars po regarding coffee production. The Institute of Crop Science will be crafting
Saray Eskwela.
our 2024 training program for next 2024 po. So, check nyo na lang din po yung aming Facebook page para po sa
Saray,
announcement kung
Saray
cover
Eskwela.
po ang coffee for next year.
Opo. Yung
So,
Saray Eskwela po, isa doon is own coffee. Kape din, meron ding kape. Meron ding coffee processing. by
Available
Dr.
po ito
Protasio.
online yung sa eskwela.
Online, YouTube. Sa YouTube po.
So, thank you, Ma'am
So,
Tess, for answering the questions and clarifications. Salamat din sa ating mga participants for actively asking your questions. And thank you everyone for joining our open forum. Muli po si Claire from the Institute of Crop Science. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
thank you for inviting me and be able to share the Picard funded projects on coffee.
Okay, so we have certainly engaged po our curiosity this morning doon po sa mga pinadala niyo po na questions. So again, thank you very much po, Ma'am Tess, and to Engineer Claire po for leading the session. So we will be moving on to the awarding of the certificate. So on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Food Science and all of us here, Ma'am Tess, we would like to present you with the certificate for your invaluable contribution to our series. Let me read the citation. College of Agriculture and Food Science, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Laguna, Philippines, present the Certificate of Appreciation to Maria Teresa L. de Guzman for serving as the resource person on the webinar entitled DOSTP Cards Science, Technology, and Innovation Initiatives on Coffee during the Coffee webinar series held on the 6th of November 2023 via Zoom. Given this 6th day of November 2023 at the College of Agriculture and Food Science, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Laguna, Philippines. Signed, Elpidio M. Agbisit Jr., Dean. So, thank you again po. And Ma'am Tess, meron pa po kayong gustong
Thank you.
sabihin?
And maraming salamat po for giving me the chance to share yung Picard funded projects on coffee, and marami pa po yung roadmap natin until 2028 and ongoing pa yon. After 2028, i-assess ulit natin, titingnan ulit ano pa yung gaps, ano pa yung needs ng farmers. So, ganun lang po yung ating gagawin. So, but we always want to help yung farmers natin, coffee farmers natin na mostly ay small farmers. Ayun po. Thank you.
Okay, so baka next year, Ma'am Tess, magdagsaan, no? Yung mga projects sa card. Okay. So, before we close, a quick announcement lang po. Please mark your calendars for our next episode, which will dive into genetic markers for Philippine coffee varieties. So ito po yung binabanggit kanina ni Ma'am Tess, tsaka po ni Engineer Claire. It's scheduled for next week, the 15th of November. We start po at 9 a.m. You may scan the QR code po, ifo-flash na lang po ulit, or you may go to CAFS Facebook page para po you can click on the link posted. So stay informed about the latest updates in our future events by following the College of Agriculture and Food Science on Facebook and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Reminder lang po that at the end of the session, we'll share a QR code and a link to access the evaluation form. That is both for your attendance and for your e-certificates. So we request that all our participants complete the evaluation form to receive your e-certificates. Okay. So as we approach the conclusion of our program, I'd like to invite the Deputy Director of the Institute of Crop Science, Dr. Maria Lourdes Edaño, to deliver the closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your participation in the webinar of the OSTP cards series on technology and innovations and initiatives on coffee. It's also good to have representatives from Luzon to Mindanao. So this really shows how we are interested when it comes to coffee, and we know that coffee is or can be planted actually in most parts of the country. I also would like to thank our speaker, Ms. Tess, for grazing the first series, no, of this webinar. So yes, coffee is a very important part of our culture, isn't it? That usually if we have visitors, the first thing that we would also ask them is, "Do you like coffee?" So, and that aspect, it's also already a welcoming part to us, and it also binds, no, us with our family, our friends, and colleagues. This is where we usually, no, bond and actually start to discuss things over a cup of, coffee. And innovations on coffee is very timely as more people are getting interested in putting up farms to address local demands for coffee. And not only that, but as mentioned by Ms. Tess, now when we look at the value chain of coffee from from seed to the farm to the beans it's processing until to the entrepreneurship side of there's has been a boom when it comes to cafes around the Philippines, and how they also get interested when it comes to roasting techniques and those aspects. So it's not really on the tree side alone, but likewise even up to the processing level and elevating the quality and taste of coffee when it comes to roasting. In fact, Philippines has been we have been active in terms of attending or taking part to the AVPA, or the Agency of Valorization of Agricultural Products, wherein there is coffee is part of the contest. And actually, we would like to put Philippine coffee within the map. And those that already win in that, we already had Philippine representation. First winners in around 2018 came from Sagada Group, and then Mindanao. So the challenge now is for those in Visayas, that hopefully we will also have coffee from Visayas that would represent within that within that part. And aside from the different technologies, so we have technologies mentioned by Ma'am Tess with regards to coffee, knowing the right time of harvesting, likewise practices using the cafe project, and then there are also sharing coming from participants the projects that they also do within their units. So hopefully we could also have more of this sharing regarding coffee and different levels, but we will also have that already in the coming weeks, as mentioned, as this is only the start. So kipang-kiliti pa lang po ito. So stay tuning for the next because we do have other speakers who will be talking more of genetic markers, since most of you have asked about what would be the best variety. So maybe you can find things are sharing from that. Likewise, identification of the genetic characterization. The thing with coffee is that this is also it can also be cross-pollinated. Therefore, this crossing, how can we also improve our coffee? If the process is quite, so the combination of using somatic embryos with those wherein we will be able to identify the good ones and those appropriate within an area, then that would be a good a good part. Likewise, other speakers along the way, we also have other initiatives on coffee and future prospects, likewise innovation in production and processing, and also when it comes to entrepreneurship. So stay tuned more as well into the into the future for this. So again, to everyone, thank you very much. Hindi tayo mauubusan ng ng kwento at pag-uusapan pagdating sa kape. Maraming salamat po sa ating lahat. sa araw na.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Edanyo po, for that very insightful message. And tama po, we still have a lot more after this webinar. Ayan. So, we will be sharing po the evaluation link or in the QR code. Ayan po. So, to obtain your e-certificate, kindly complete the evaluation form, accessible via the link in the comment section or by scanning the QR code displayed on the screen. And that's all we've got for you here today. Thank you po for joining the first episode of the Coffee webinar series. And we'd also like to thank the members of the committee and the rest of the team. We do appreciate you signing in, and we hope this will inspire everyone to generate research projects to further the progress of this industry. Kasi very promising po, no, yung coffee industry. And until next time, I'm Aila Tayan, and with me is Engineer Claire Sandro and the rest of the panelists. Wishing you a day as rich as your favorite brew. God bless everyone, and thank you again for joining us. We hope to see you again next week. Goodbye. Thank you, Ma'am Tess.
Bye, Ma'am Tess. Thank you po.
Thank you.